We know from previous reports that the detention centre in Manston in Kent looked upon health conditions as an opportunity to provide a paracetamol, and otherwise the Home Office has often told people to find their own solutions. Go off and visit Boots and see what you can get. This is completely inappropriate behaviour, particularly now that there is an outbreak of diphtheria. But it's a sort of behaviour that has grown out of the sort of leadership that we get with Priti Patel and Suella Braverman. This disdainful contempt for human life and human welfare. And this breeds with it a threat to the rest of the country. So now, Robert Jenrick comes to the House of Commons today and faces Yvette Cooper, who quite rightly says, "Where's your boss? Where's Suella Braverman? She's had many opportunities to come to the House and explain what's going wrong in her ministry, and yet she cannot. She hides. She hides because when it comes down to it, a bully is frightened. That's what makes a bully. A bully does not like to answer questions. A bully prods and prods and prods, and when she can stand at the dispatch box and chant racist abuse, that's when she's happiest. But when she has to explain herself, well, then she gets someone else to do the job. So on the 12th of November, a man arrived in the UK. On the 19th of November, he died, and he'd been kept in Manston. We know that diphtheria takes about 10 days, potentially, to develop. And so it's possible that in that particular case, the diphtheria, he'd already caught diphtheria elsewhere on the way across the channel, or before he got here, or before he even started that journey. We don't know. We don't know because that information isn't there, but Jenrick confidently made the assertion that of the 50 cases that we know of, most of them had been contracted before people came to the UK. We don't know. We don't know, but it's a convenient starting point for a defence, is it not? 50 cases. And if we look at it the other way, 50 cases that have arisen because people were kept in close confinement, in inappropriate conditions, in insanitary conditions. We've seen those. We've seen the appalling Portaloos. You know, why are we a nation that cannot even build proper sanitation for people who are appealing to us for help? Diphtheria was suspected. Initially, it didn't show in the post-mortem tests. Now, a full post-mortem will reveal whether or not the man has actually died of diphtheria. But if Suella Braverman, her position as Home Office Minister looks increasingly volatile. Yvette Cooper said, what is she for? She has made a chaotic situation worse. Her chaotic handling of one crisis after another. She's got more staff now, and yet half the processing power. An inappropriate use of hotels at the last minute, without even giving the councils and the hotels proper information, lying about where these refugees have come from. Lying! And yet, the Home Office expects, when we interface with it, that we are terribly respectful, and yet it lies. And yet it lies. This is a shocking standard of behaviour from a government minister and a government ministry. And it's I hang my head in shame that I live here and call this my government. I hang my head in shame. This isn't a government. This is a Noddyland play activity dealing with real people, with real problems, matters of life and death. And we are being handled by the creations of Enid Blyton. Noddy, big ears. These are the people who are controlling the destiny of our country. Noddy and big ears. It's wrong.